Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rock Room. So this week I shoveled, I chipped, I pried, I prodded, and I dug up a bucket of Wisconsin taters out from underneath the edge of the garage here. So I brought them inside, I thawed them out, kind of was going through them, cut a lot of them, and I'll show you what the good looking ones that I cut. All right, here's the tater cabs finished up. If you remember that one, probably not. Here's the next one. Got a lot of yellow in it. You can see that little area, that's like a crystal vog starting to form in there. You can see the sparkle, the crystalline nature. It's got that little bit of hint of sparkliness in there. Here's the next one. And this was the weeping, or the lady with a baby, or me doing the dishes. That's what this stone turned out to be. And again, you can see there's some pitted area right there, but it has this crystally structure to it that gives you these little shiny little flecks. Okay, and here's this one. Nice color contrast with that black and then the orange. With the little yellow skirt on there. Okay, and there's the big one out of the litter. This is the one that had the stripe or band going through it. See a little pitting there, little pitting there. And all you get is some gap filler. You can fill that in, and then there's another one there. Fill that in and then buff back over it, and that's hidden forever. But yeah, that's what the polished taters. And like you say, this isn't buff. This is just up to 3,000, but you can see the even the window outside. You can see just takes an amazing polish. So. Alright, that's finished cabs. Alright, here's the first one. Wow, look at that. Nice. Alright, here's one of the first ones. Looked pretty cool on the outside. And yeah, wow, look at that. Crazy looking pattern. Does have a good fracture running through there. But definitely some workable material around there. I like that pattern. Okay, here's the next one. And when I cut this, it broke apart into little pieces, obviously fractures. But would you look at that? Look at all that pink in there.
You can see the major fractures running through there, but a little tiny little agate there. Nice. And you think pink would be hiding on the inside, right? Well, I guess you can see a little bit there. All right, here's the next one. Gonna see what it looked like on the outside. And yeah, see, look at that. And you can see these saw marks kind of make it look like it's raised in there, but let's get that nice cloud pattern down there. And that's it, and that's actually a little agate forming in the middle. Nice. Now this on the outside looked pretty crazy. And yeah. Oh yeah, look at that little agate down there. There's that on the other side. Well, the colors in that too, going from that blackish purple to dark purple. Get some red, some orange, some pink in there. It goes a little yellow, and then white in the center. Love it. Okay, here's this one is real thin, just a chip, but right, crazy looking pattern. And yeah, wow, look at that. And this looks like it's, you know, fractures, and maybe it was at some time a fracture, but you know, it's all healed up. This is the fracture right here. You can see a fracture, how it sucks in that water. So all these are just stress marks. But look at how that webbing is on that yellow underneath there. And then you get that kind of lightning pattern. Wow. What a little beauty. Okay, this is another one of them little thin ones, but you know, this one you can just see all the little agates on the outside. So I was hoping that it would have agates on the inside, and yeah, would you look at that? Plus, I know it's got water inside there, but it's got these little crystal vogs in there too, but wow, look at that. Look at those agate in there. Wow, what a beauty. That's Italy, and there's Louisiana. Oh, I love this rock. Of course, another little, and that's, you know, with these little chips I find, that's the thing. They're just, you know, broken apart over millions of years. Just left with these little thin chips, but they're pretty wild looking on the inside. And just enough. Do a couple cabs. Now this one I just thought was interesting because, you know, the brown, where you get that brown look, it's not often we get brown. Usually that iron staining seeps in and turns in a lot of reds and colors of red, but when they have this original brown to it, that's kind of interesting. Alright, now this is a pretty big chunk here. Kind of see a pattern. This side you can kind of see that pattern, and yeah, wow, would you look at that. And again, nice hues of browns, beiges, some black in there. Oh wow, what a look. Little wave spray coming up there. Very interesting rock. And no fractures at all in there. Nice solid piece. Beautiful. Okay, here's the next one, and of course it shattered. Oh, and I was gonna say too, of course it's not sunny. It's never sunny here. Never seems to be sunny here. But you know, so what this camera's not picking up in color is a bummer. But you know, we'll live with it. We got no choice. Yeah, that's a real interesting looking, and it's funny that the little chip stayed together, but the big thick piece broke apart. Crazy, right? But yeah, just an interesting pattern of you know, grays and browns, and then that little wave across the bottom. Now here's the next one. This is a good example where you're starting to see some orangey red on the outside, but it did not make it anywhere else. It just stayed on the outside. That's that iron staining. But yeah, it's got a real cool flow pattern in there. And again, just your brown, basic browns. Okay, now here again, kind of almost on that texture looking like petrified wood. And again, now it's completely brown on the outside, and cut it open and just look at that, no brown at all. Crazy looking pattern in that one. Lots of tiny pits though. Just starting to get some purple on that bottom too with that red. Almost starting to get mossy. Okay, here's another one. Again, real gruff. And you know, it doesn't have a lot going on. A little crystal bog there, a little bit of staining in there, but you're probably not picking this up on camera, but it's got some really good depth. You just can't pick it up on camera. But real good chalcedony clear going down inside of there. Now this one was super bright red. And hardly any red on the inside, right? But wow, look at that pattern. Very interesting pattern. Look, here's another little guy. Again, pretty strange pattern. It's layered, but pretty strange layering. All right, now here's a bigger one. You know, I should have maybe cut it that way, but when I cut it, this, you know, it's hard to see too, but this had a really kind of interesting pattern on there, but yeah, should I cut it that way? I don't know, whatever. But now, if you look at this, now, does that look like a lady with a baby or something? Or maybe me doing the dishes? Yeah, probably. Oh, hold on. All right, next one. Pretty pale gray. And then cut it open and almost like a breccia pattern in there. Stuff going all different directions. You can see that going that way and then that piece going that way. Okay, here goes another little chip. You know, why a guy even stopped and picked this up? Because, you know, after doing this for so long, you can kind of see them little pits in there. The texture on the outside, you just kind of tell that it's definitely might be something. Yeah, look at that. Definitely a strange formation in there. I really like that. That's just really strange. Okay, now this one you could tell right away that there's going to be something interesting in here, right? Yeah, look at that. I was going to say a sunset, but the sunset wouldn't have the clouds going the same shape as the sun. And it's got that cool looking yellow streak in there. But yeah, on the outside you could just tell this is going to be one nice looking stone. But again, you know, 2 cabs, and then you got this little pit there, but you know, 2 cabs, maybe 1 good cab here. You know, you'd be hard pressed, but you could get something without the white part there. You could get something up in here, which would be all right. Okay, now this piece, you know, why did I even cut it? I don't know. I just had some weird feeling. And then I've always said too, you can tell the hardness with these things. You can. I mean, I definitely tell when I'm cutting them, but you can hear the glassy sound. This is some pretty hard stuff, so it does take a beautiful polish. But look at that. What a pretty stone. It was like the original stone was in there, and then it came through and it laid all this yellow down over the top. What a pretty little stone. Okay, now here's the next one. Again, it was pretty plain. You could just see a little orange window there that kind of would just tip you off that this might be something. And yeah, look at that. You know, that orange with that black. You know, and all these little pits are connected by these little seams, and they're not cracks anymore. I mean, they were at one time, or flow patterns, and you can see the little crystal vogs in there, and then even the crystals in this one are actually orange colored. So I don't know what that means, but right. I just wish I had some sun so you could see the how pretty these are. And here's the next one. This had a lot to go. Had some good red on that side, so I cut this chip off the end, thinking I could just get most of the red. And yeah, wow, look at that. Very interesting pattern. Nice. Like I say, you know, what a guy even waste time bending over to pick up a little tiny rock like this, but you know, you could see that interesting pattern, like little suction cups on there, and that's actually how the breccia or the little pebbles that are in here, a conglomerate, the little pebbles wore down, and obviously the center of each pebble was filled with chalcedony, which was a little bit softer, so that wore out of there fast. But it kind of interesting how it leaves those little kind of suction cup patterns. But yes, I cut this one open, and yeah, pretty nice. Plain, I mean, it's not real colorful because, you know, but the conglomerate look of it is kind of interesting. Real interesting pattern. All right, here's a big dark nodule, but you could see just ever so slight little banding going across the top, so I picked it up anyhow. And again, here's another one of a good example of the brown one. And it seems that I get a lot of small ones that are brown, and then the big ones tend to be more on the red side. But so when we get this brown, it's kind of neat too. And again, a big solid chunk here. Now here's a another nicer nodule one, but on the end you could see, you know, the pattern that would probably be on the inside. And I'll do that lavender, and then going into the color, like a kind of almost like a purple gray, and then that thin line of red, and then going up into the yellow and the orange. A little swirl down in the bottom. Almost looks like a little something flying in there, and then touching this right here. The hand of the creator touching this little void here, and then explodes into this pattern. Beautiful color. Love that purple. Big chunk here. Get some good pieces off of here. But yeah, love that purple color. Now here's a little chunk, and of course it fractured apart. But you know, it gives a good, you can see on the outside it's got some good orange, but well, is that what, oh yeah, you can even see that little agate in there. I don't know if that was on the other, oh yeah, it's right there too. Crazy looking agate. This is a little Chalcedony agate band running through the center, but yeah, really nice orange. Nice orange pattern. Real bright orange. Love it. Now again, this one looked pretty dull. Not really worth picking up. And there's that crater pattern, like say suction cup, that lets you know it's a conglomerate. So usually I pick these up just to see what they look like, cut them open, and yeah, well, look at that pattern. It's kind of more finer grained. Got that little band going across the top or the bottom, depending on where you're at. But definitely got some interesting stuff going on inside there. Little solid over here too, and this is kind of here. It's not quite as hard. So, you know, if you could get a real good polish on here, that'd be left up to the cab machine, but definitely cool looking. All right, now here's the next one. Pretty ugly. On this side, you could kind of see it might have potential. And interesting, almost starting to plume, trying pretty hard anyhow, or a moss, I mean, this Chalcedony band going up the center there. The crystal bog there. Now here's the next one. The other piece broke into a bunch of pieces, but they seem to have some layering. And yeah, it's got some interesting interesting layering going. All right, here's the last one we'll look at. Thin chip, although I cut many more, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is the last one we'll look at a close-up. And again, this has got that that star explosion kind of look on it. I love that look. Wow, what a beauty.
Now you can see here, here's a bunch more I cut. And let me get that wet. And it was just, you know, they're really neat, but you know, I didn't do a close up on them. And of course, here's the bucket of more that I cut that I didn't keep. And over here, this is 2 buckets that I didn't even cut just because they didn't look that good on the outside, but they do look good. But you know, I just didn't have the time to cut all these. So yeah, so there you have it, Wisconsin tater time. Like I say, it was kind of not warm here by no means, but we had a couple days in the low 30s, upper 20s, so figured it'd be a good time. I figured there was a couple buckets on the end that I was able to chip out and get out, so I did that. And so yeah, that was some Wisconsin taters. If anybody never seen Wisconsin taters before, there's your Wisconsin taters. They're kind of cool looking. They can be really neat looking. Really hard material, takes a beautiful polish. I'll show you what some look like polished. Yeah, I love them. Nice looking stones. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, commenting, liking. Always appreciate everybody that has something to say, something to look at. So it makes our job that we're doing seem worthwhile. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one. Go out there. Maybe not if you're up here. Still got too much snow outside. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, maybe not, right? Yeah, no. But yeah, we got too much snow on the ground yet to go hunting. I heard it's supposed to get up in the 50s, I guess, this week, but I got to go back out on the road, so I won't see it. By the time I get off the road, it'll be back in the 30s again. So get out there, get hunting in your neck of the woods and see what you can find. Thanks for watching.